filthy.
What is going on, everybody? So this is gonna be a completely different style of video, and I don't normally do videos like this, but sometimes you have a different opinion than somebody else, and that's completely okay. It doesn't mean you're disrespecting the other person. It doesn't mean that you are insulting the other person. It simply means that you have a different opinion, and that is what we are gonna get into today. But first, I think we need some Greg Doucette energy. Let's go, baby!
Gotta drop it down. Yeah. It's for all my niggas when your nigga ain't around. It's for all my girl to get it now. Yeah.
Alright, guys, so today we're gonna be reviewing how Greg Doucette reviews Patrick Moore's diet.
Patrick Moore's diet to prepare for competition. He posted his full day of eating. It's essentially 3,000 calories, which is exactly what I eat dieting.
And I say review, but we're more or less reviewing a sales pitch from Greg Doucette. So let's just take a minute right now and count how many times Greg Doucette tells you to buy his cookbook in one 24-minute video. Let's count.
Cookbook. If Patrick Moore had my cookbook, Coach Greg yet. Patrick Moore, get my freaking cookbook until you got a choice. You get my cookbook. You hire Coach Greg. And why not get my cookbook? Why not hire Coach Greg? Not only does my cookbook offer you better meal choices, you know what it is, and it's my cookbook and my coaching plan. So get my plan so you can eat other food. When you can lower the blow by using my cookbook.
Now, I'm not any expert, but if I was constantly bringing up my SARMS in every single video, well, you don't have to do this if you were to take my SARMS, and my SARMS are the best, and this is, well, you need to take my SARMS. Go to www.markplummer and buy my SARMS. If I was saying that in every single video that many times, like, I would be annoyed with myself. Let's get into the bulk of this video.
Patrick Moore has one of my favorite physiques in the world, and he's a top 10 Mr. Olympia competitor. So a lot of you are gonna disagree with what I say because you're gonna say, he looks way better than you, what do you know? But listen, it's genetics. Genetics. Patrick Moore looks incredible. He works hard, abso-freaking-lutely. He also has the best genetics to look like this.
We're already kicking off this video with pulling the genetics card. And obviously genetics plays a huge role in every single strength athlete, bodybuilder, any single person on planet Earth. It comes into a role. And I think Patrick Moore is one of the most genetically gifted gods ever. I also think Greg Doucette has a genetically amazing physique. But again, genetics can only take you so far. Patrick Moore is very intelligent. He has learned his body very, very well. Greg Doucette is possibly more intelligent than Patrick Moore, along with a lot of other IFBB pros. So to claim something to be completely genetics on that's why you're that strong or that's what you look like is a very ignorant comment to say. I think if somebody said because Greg Doucette is a genetic freak at benching and benched like 560 pounds, which is absolutely insane, and somebody were to brush that off as all of genetics, no, Greg Doucette had his training down to a science. He had his diet down to a science. Everything was down to a science, plus his amazing benching genetics to bench that much. So just to say somebody that looks like this because of genetics is completely, just don't say that, ever.
It's just your basic Quaker oats. Put some Splenda cinnamon on there. That's it.
Plain ass, boring old breakfast.
Yes, it is a boring ass breakfast, but guess what? It is a quick breakfast. You put water in oats and put it in the microwave. You put your stove to hot and you put the eggs in. Your breakfast is done in 2 minutes. To make French toast, I'm going to the pantry to get bread. I'm then dirtying one dish for egg whites to dip the bread in. then I'm getting cinnamon, then I'm frying it all up. It's going to take me much longer to do something like that than it is to make eggs, oats, and cinnamon. It's very simple.
What could he do? Pancakes, oatmeal, egg whites, bit of protein.
And protein pancakes. We all love protein pancakes. But then I'm getting oats, I'm getting egg whites, I'm getting cocoa powder. Then I have to blend it all up in a blender, dirtying another set of dishes. Then I need to pour it in the pan. But we're bodybuilders. We eat much more that can fit in the pan. So I have to make one pancake, then leave it there for it to get cold, then make another pancake, then leave it there to get cold. I would much rather have all my breakfast done in one go, in 2 minutes, eat it, have it digest well, and move on for the rest of my day.
I've been sitting here like a minute and a half and it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, because you're eating a stupid diet for morons.
Now, I'm not really sure what is stupid about a diet that digests well and is super simple to cook and it is super simple to follow. I'm not sure what's stupid about that, but we'll continue on.
There ain't no gun to his head forcing him to eat oatmeal and egg whites instead of protein pancakes and French toast. That's just breakfast.
If I want to succeed. So
He thinks that he has to do this to succeed. No, you should watch more of my videos where I compare bread to rice, for example.
Now, 100%, you can compare bread to rice, and you can compare potatoes to bread, and you can compare donuts to rice, and you can compare anything that you want to. But if it doesn't digest well in your system, you're comparing nothing to nothing. You know, I cannot eat bread. I can't. Bread fucks me up completely. It wrecks my digestive system. I'm bloated. I look like shit. So in that case scenario, me eating oats versus me eating bread is completely different. We're talking about a full-time IFBB pro bodybuilder that is going to be the top at his game. If he can alternate his oatmeal for bread and feel the same and be able to train the same, I think that he'd be smart enough to do so. We're talking about the best of the best.
There are other options. This is not the way. I have the research, I have the education, I've studied this. Trust in me, trust me.
Greg, I do trust you because I love you. I love you as a human being, but everyone is different. Just because you have studies and you have kinesiology and all of these different credentials that back up theoretically what should happen in the human body, every single person is different. You cannot have one set thing work for everybody. You can't. It just wouldn't work. If it worked like that, everybody would be at the best of the best. Everyone would be living their best freaking life. You have to realize that certain things, guys, will work for you and it won't work for me. It'll work for Patrick Moore, but it won't work for you. It'll work for this guy and it won't work for you. And the faster you realize this and learn your body and stop taking what somebody says as the end-all and be-all of life, the faster you'll be ahead. I promise, I pinky promise, trust me. Trust me instead.
It takes a special coach to teach you how you can actually do this the easier way and get the same results, if not better. Think about it. Better and easier. How can you not get better than that? Better and easier.
Better and easier. Holy shit, guys. Why the fuck didn't we think of that? If we could get better results doing it an easier way, why wouldn't we be doing it? Especially if you guys have been lifting for like 8, 9, 10 years. You think you would have known the better way. Huh.
nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It's just your basic chicken and rice. So we're doing 10 ounces of chicken and 1 cup of rice. As you can see the Mrs. Dash seasoning on here. It's your basic white jasmine rice.
So he's eating chicken and rice. Shocker, shocker, chicken rice. Where's the freaking broccoli there, Patrick Moore? Chicken rice. Ooh.
Yeah, chicken and rice. Chicken and rice is amazing. Chicken digests very easy. Rice digests very easy. Is very easy to cook. is very easy to put into a container, is very easy to maintain, is very easy to meal prep at a very large amount. Especially when you're that big, you're eating a lot of food. Even though this is, I think, 3,000 calories. A lot of people can't cut on 3,000 calories unless they spent their entire life raising their metabolism to eat this much food and cut on 3,000 calories. But it is very easy to like mass prep chicken and mass prep rice. Like they said, this guy works a full-time job as well as bodybuild. He doesn't have time to be cooking these random things, using these different spices. He wants simplicity, like I do. I work a full-time job. I do YouTube. I have 10 clients. I do just tons of shit. I just want something that's easy and efficient. I don't know why that is such a bad thing.
The same. This is gonna be the chicken and rice. A little bit more of the same. Sometimes this can be beef and rice. It just depends.
This is too freaking easy. Are you kidding me? I didn't think it was gonna be this easy to trash this diet.
Yeah, he doesn't need to eat that, but it's simple for him. It's easy. It's very easy to maintain and prep.
Sometimes he mixes it up. This is not just all he eats. Sometimes it's beef and rice.
Bash somebody for eating a simple diet that doesn't want to try to get loopholes to make their food taste better or follow if it fit your macros diet plan that's going to be super inflammatory on the digestive system and make their waist explode. Patrick Moore has one of the tiniest waists in bodybuilding. And you hear on pros, on pros, on pros, and pros, they say, how do you control your waist? Make sure the foods that you're eating digest well, don't bloat you, and it's just overall good digestion. Patrick Moore is eating a diet that he feels is perfectly digesting. So if you're gonna throw some completely random shit in there that one you've never tried before, you don't know how that's gonna digest. If you eat that, there could be 3 days where your digestive system is absolutely messed up. You're not going to be absorbing nutrients properly. You're not going to be working out at full intensity because your body is just so inflamed from eating some bullshit. That's the truth, guys. I'm not lying to you. Some people are genetic gods and they can get away with that. They can eat everything. And even if it does upset their stomach or bloats them, it goes away in a couple hours and it's not that big of a deal. But for me personally, if I were to throw some random shit into my diet, which was inflammatory on my digestive system, my body's going to be working extra hard for the next 2 to 3 days until I'm back to a regular digestive tract.
Out of the trunk of his car. Yeah, I have to eat cold chicken and rice out of the trunk of my car. And how long after? 90 minutes after his last meal. The food he just ate before freaking training chest is still in his stomach digesting. So he's eating meal 3 an hour and a half later. Why? Because of the anabolic window that doesn't freaking exist. He doesn't need to eat this meal yet.
Now, this is a part that I do 100% agree with Coach Greg on. He did not plan his pre and his post-workout meals for optimal digestion. He ate his pre-workout meal way too close to his training. Ideally, you want to eat that about an hour before you train so you have time to digest. And his post-workout meal, I mean, yes, there's no such thing as the anabolic window. I personally like eating right after the gym simply because I'm starving. And he's probably starving as well. He's a 260-pound mass monster, and he just worked out chest hard as he possibly could. So he's probably absolutely starving. So to wait all the way to when you get home to eat, I mean, I would almost go hypoglycemic and pass out on the way home if I was starving myself and dieting. I don't know if you guys ever felt this, but like sometimes after the gym, I would get so lightheaded that I would just eat at the gym. I do agree though, because Patrick Moore, in this video at least, was complaining. He's like, oh, it is what it is, you know, I don't have a microwave, you know. If you're gonna choose to eat like this, yes, you are choosing digestion over happiness. You are choosing performance over happiness. So you do have to embrace that. You shouldn't be complaining. Just remember that all of this is going to be more effective than an if it fits your macros diet or throwing random ass foods together.
He could have been eating while driving, could have had my homemade Score protein bar and some fruit while driving back to work. He could have saved even more time than standing there eating out of the trunk of his car. He could have been driving and eating. See, more efficient, more time saving.
Yep, 100%. Let's force people to try to drive and eat at the same time for distracted driving. Not to mention, try to supplement chicken and rice, the foundations of bodybuilding, for one of Greg Doucette's homemade protein bars and some fruit. Sure, fruit post-workout if you have berries is amazing because you can restore your liver glycogen as well as your muscle glycogen. But yes, I don't think that a homemade protein bar with some fruit is going to be the same as chicken and rice. It just won't digest the same. And maybe that's not the same for everybody else, but that's for me. I personally can't do that.
So today it's just, because we had the high day yesterday, we're back to a lower carb plan today. And so it's just 10 ounces of chicken and 1 cup of rice.
Oh, and more information about this video comes out. So this 3,000 calories that Greg said that he diets on when he diets is actually Patrick Moore's low carb day. All of this information that we have right now is that this is his low day. He actually has high carb days on top of.
Meal 4 is the same thing again. 10 ounces of chicken and a cup of rice. Because yesterday was his high carb day. I wonder what that was like. Probably 2 cups of rice. And he's eating out of a cooler bag in his office.
Yep, same meal again. It's very simple, easy to prep, easy to digest. Easy, easy, easy. I don't understand the problem of making things harder than they need to be. If I buy 10 pounds of chicken and on sale and I cook it all up and I get a massive bag of rice and cook 16 cups of rice, I have meals for the next 4 days and I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to think about my next meal. I don't need to think about what meal am I going to cook out of Greg Doucette's cookbook. You know what I mean? It's super, super simple. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Zilch. Don't let anyone tell you that there's something wrong with that.
Not a lot of food. No, it's not, because it's high calorie dense food. If you want to eat a lot of food, eat low calorie dense food. Rice is not a low calorie dense food. Rather than eat 200 calories of rice, why aren't you eating 200 calories of popcorn? Why did you bring some French toast with you to work? You get your protein from your egg white.
Let's eat popcorn while prepping for the Olympia and take French toast. You know that French toast you made in the morning? That's super soggy, disgusting. It's all like welted up from being a container all freaking day. Yep, let's take that and bring it to work and see how good that tastes. Great advice. Great.
You know, the thing with the lower plan is you're consistently hungry.
He's consistently hungry and he doesn't need to be. Did he script this for me?
According to Greg Doucette, I don't have to be hungry when I diet. So for me to not be hungry, I need to eat in a calorie surplus. So how could I diet in a calorie deficit and be full? How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. Use your head, guys. Use the thing in between your 2 temples. It's called your brain. Make decisions for yourselves.
It's like a little game of torture.
It's a game of torture. See, he's backing up what I say even more. As we're going, he's backing up and supporting my methods even more. I should have paid him to do this. I can't believe this video is turning out so well.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's supporting your methods. He's actually never said once that you can eat whatever you fucking want and as long as your macros fit at the end of the day that you're gonna look like him. He's just complaining. How many of you guys could make popcorn and eat a serving of it? How many? I'd rather just not have it at all. I wouldn't want 2 pieces of chocolate. I would just rather not have it. That's it.
Pretty cool. I actually got this when I won the California State. And it's like this really cool ninja blade. And it's actually like really, really sharp.
And he's got a cool little sword that he won, like a ninja blade, for winning a California State bodybuilding. I won one of those for being the best bench presser in Canada. I had a cool sword. I threw it out though, didn't have enough room for that kind of stuff. Guess when you win so many freaking trophies and awards like Coach Greg, you got to throw out some stuff. There's no room for it.
So you threw away all your trophies because you didn't have room for it. I'm pretty sure if you wanted to keep your trophies, Greg, you could have kept them. So many people have storage rooms in their house. By the amount of views you're pulling on YouTube, I don't think you're hurting for money. With the amount of times that you brought up your $99 cookbook in this one video, I don't think you're hurting for money. I think if you wanted to keep your awards, you could have kept your awards. You didn't throw them out because you didn't have room for them. They probably just didn't mean anything to you anymore. You're getting old. You're getting old. You're on to bigger and better things. You just didn't need them anymore.
I love the fact that this guy can get on the internet and talk crap to kids. I totally relate to that. To me, that's like me on YouTube. I can get on YouTube and call everyone a freaking moron as I read the comments when I'm in my spare time.
Yeah, because if you don't agree with Coach Greg, you're a moron. If you know your body better than Coach Greg knows your body, you're a moron.
Nothing crazy. It's just a
10 o'clock meal 6, final meal of the evening.
protein shake we're gonna do.
It's a protein shake. Whey! Patrick, it's your pre-bed meal. You need some slow absorption of protein for your pre-bed meal. You do. You want slow digestion of amino acids overnight. He should have the tilapia meal before bed, slower digesting protein, and have the shake meal in the meal before this. Make much more sense. And put in some freaking strawberries or something and tip it over your head and make protein ice cream and eat it.
And this is just before bed.
He's having a shake before bed. Horrible idea. You should be having ice cream and fruit. More fruit. According to Greg, you should have fruit with every freaking meal. We haven't even heard the whole diet. If he adds some natural peanut butter to this or any type of fat to this protein shake, it'll slow down the digestion of the protein. Not to mention, you have whey isolate, you have a concentrate, you have casein. It's all whey. It doesn't differ, it's just a different digestion. We don't even know what protein he has here.
This is the way the plan is.
He's had solid meals before bed, but right now the plan says he has to have this. His plan sucks.
And it's quick, it's easy.
It's quick and easy. So is my freaking protein shake. Blender, 1 minute, done.
It's quick and easy. He said this about 3 or 4 times in the video. Clearly, quick and easy means more to Patrick Moore than complicated. Quick and easy. That's what you want to do.
Quick.
It's really easy to just slam this really quick. And then he drinks it down. And it's over. He doesn't get to savor it, doesn't get to enjoy it, he doesn't get to eat it with a spoon. It's just a shaker weight, drink, and done.
Yeah, dieting is not fun. When you are dieting, it is not fun. When you are getting to a leanness that 90% of people will never achieve in their entire life, it's not fun. If it was fun, every single person would do it. It's very simple to eat the way Greg prescribes you to eat, and you will never be as lean as these monsters. When you get as lean as these people, you have to suffer. If you've listened to Ian Valier, if you've listened to Fouad Abiad, if you'd listened to any podcast where they were coached by Greg, they have all left. They all left Greg because they felt that Greg could not either get them the size that they needed or the conditioning that they needed. It's very simple. You have to suffer in order to get very, very lean.
It's not as satiating as eating more protein. Protein actually has a higher thermic effect of food than carbs or fat, so the actual calories burnt through digestion of the protein is going to be increased. That results in a greater calorie deficit in the end. The fact that he's eating more protein prevents the hunger pains from showing up, because y'all...
Finally, You wait until 22 minutes and 54 freaking seconds to actually put some of your knowledge, like your real knowledge that we all praise and love in this video. We spend 22 minutes and 54 seconds talking shit. And now at the end of the video, you're saying, yeah, okay, these macros make sense. Protein does have a higher thermogenic effect. It is more satiating. It is easier to digest. Why couldn't we say that at the beginning of this video? Because we needed more views? We needed to shit talk?
Like this.
All right, guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for my full day of eating.
So there you have it. That's his full day of eating. Full day of suffering while eating Patrick Moore style. It doesn't have to be that way.
That basically wraps up the full day of eating and Greg's review on it. Now, I don't want this to come across as being disrespectful to Greg, because I know Greg is extremely intelligent and has an amazing audience and is just very well diverse in the bodybuilding world. It's just I simply had a different opinion, and I hope that's okay. I feel like I'm even talking like him after watching him. This is the third time that I reviewed this video, because the first time the camera didn't work. And now I feel I'm so hyped up that I'm even talking like Greg. But yes, this is no disrespect. I just want to pick your brain. I wanted to pick your brain so that you guys could have two different opinions. As a human being, the whole point of this is to gather as much information as possible and make the best decision for your life. So there's no harm on taking several different opinions and finding out what works best for you. That's it. So if you guys like this style of video, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe. I'll do more of these reviews on like opinions that I either agree with or don't agree with. And I will see you guys very soon. I think we're like uploading 2 to 3 times a week right now. So we're going to try to keep that up until December. Then we're probably going to take a little break. But I thank you guys for all your support, all your love.